is to find a subarray with sum 0. The problem states that we need to find a subarray whose sum is equal to 0. We have to return true in that case, and also we have to return true if there exists a single element who is 0. So let's take with the example. So the example is 4, 2, minus 3, 1 and 6. If we sum every element in this array, it will be 4 plus 2 plus minus 3 plus 1 plus 6. This will come to 10. But we need to find if there exists a subarray whose sum is 0. So in this particular example, we can see from this index to this index, if we'll sum out 2 plus minus 3 plus 1, this will be minus 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. So from index 1 to index 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. From index 1 to index 3, if we sum out, we have a subarray, this subarray, whose sum is 0. So how can we get this subarray? How can we find that this type of subarray exists? So for this, we need to apply a concept in which if we get the sum which was present earlier in our data structure, like in this example we'll take a data structure called frequency array or a map, then if the sum already exists even after adding in one element to it, then it implies that there exists a subarray whose sum is 0. So in this example, in this particular case, we'll just take and data structure of map frequency array who will store the sum. For example, we'll take sum and previous sum. So sum would be 4. We'll iterate through the whole array. Sum will be 4 at the first. Sum assign plus equals array of I, will iterate I from 0. So sum will be 4. So 4's frequency is 0 at the beginning, but now it has become 1. Then again we'll add 2 to it, so the sum becomes 6. 4 plus 2 is 6. Then the frequency of 6 will become 1. Then again we'll add minus 3 to it, so this will become minus 3, which will become 3. So frequency of 3 will be 1, and after adding 1 it will become 4. And since we can see 4's frequency is already 1, this implies that there exists an subarray whose sum is actually 0. So in this case we'll return true. Let's take one more example. Like here it is 42016. 42016. In this case, if we iterate, we can just see that there exists an element 0. So in this case our sum would be, at the first it would be 4, so our frequency array would be 4, 1, and then it will add 2 to it, then it becomes 6. So after that 6 frequency will be 1, and then 0. Even after adding 0 we get 6, so 6 was already present, and we again even after adding we got 6. So in this array also there exists a subarray whose sum is 0. So in this case, this is the subarray whose sum is 0. So let's now look at the code. As we can see, we have used maps for storing the sum, an unordered map. So this sum variable, and we have stored the result in a boolean, and we have initialized it to false, and then we have taken an integer I for iteration to n minus 1, from 0 to n minus 1, and we are keeping sum, map of sum, incrementing it and keeping the sum. Then we're just returning false if this conditions becomes true. So let's submit it. Thanks guys, thanks for watching.